We are now being joined by Professor John Porras of the Political Science Department at Northeastern University from Boston, Massachusetts. Professor, thank you so much for joining us on WION. What are your thoughts on President Biden's warnings regarding former President Donald Trump?
Well, certainly there's some foundation to that, because what happened in 2020 was that where Trump refused to concede the election and has never conceded it actually since. So, I mean, there's a past history that makes sense there in terms of President Biden's comment.
And it seems that we are expected to hear from the former president during a presser today. What do you expect to hear from the former president? It may be the first time that he's speaking publicly about Kamala Harris's decision to pick Tim Walz as her running mate.
Well, I think the comments that I have heard, consistent with what he's labeled the vice president, also Kamala Harris, of being too liberal for America, leftist. She comes from California, and that Walz, although there may have been times in the past when he was viewed as more moderate, he's actually, as governor, he was too liberal, more liberal than what we want in America. I think that would be, part of Trump's comment. He even made the notion the other day. I saw someone comment that he said, well, they'll become a communist regime, bring communism to the U.S. And that's just kind of a scare tactic in the U.S. context to say something like that.
And since yesterday, the issue that Tim Walz essentially lied for years about leaving the National Guard with the high rank of Commander Sergeant Major was making headlines in Minnesota. But yesterday, this issue came to the forefront of the national stage, and the Trump camp and many Republicans are now concerned about Tim Walz being the kind of person that sort of backed out from going to Iraq, being deployed there, and running for Congress. What are your thoughts on this, and how big of a scandal can this become for Kamala Harris's running mate?
Well, I've read a little bit about it, and you're right, it just has come up recently. I think there's some details there that need some clarification, but my understanding was that he was part way to that higher rank, but then he ran for Congress, and so he stepped out from the National Guard. So he didn't complete the process of coming to that higher rank. So I think there is an issue there that should be clarified. And then his unit, to my understanding, was not formally called up for service overseas until after he had left the National Guard. But people will pick things like that and try to make them into bigger issues. I don't know that it's that big of an issue, to be honest. I think he from Kamala Harris's perspective, he brought a variety of different kinds of experiences and personality that she finds to be compatible with what she wants to do on the campaign.
Thank you so much for joining us on WION, Professor, and I look forward to speaking to you again very soon.
Okay, my pleasure.
For all the latest news, download the WION app and subscribe to our YouTube channel.